I'm pretty sure Fiora is gonna be completely busted in Season 16.
The first thing you'll notice in January is that the game starts faster. We want to reduce downtime after you load in, so minions and basic jungle camps first spawn 35 seconds earlier than they do today. You'll still be able to pull off early invades, but you'll have to be much more decisive when you load in.
We're also making some changes to vision. It's an incredibly powerful tool in League, but right now it feels monopolized by supports and sometimes by junglers.
True.
We want to make effectively warning the map.
But wait, they're gonna make the game faster. That's actually already insane. P nerfed, you can't go P anymore. You have to P at the end of your champ select, because it's 30 seconds faster, which is not too bad. I don't mind that, to be honest, though. I feel like fast-paced League is better. I want my games to be fast.
Easier to learn for everyone, and give more opportunities and power towards drops by pushing champions, especially mid and top laners who are side laning later in the game.
That's a good point.
So, we're adding Phaelites, locations that grant temporary bonus vision to wards with unique bonus vision areas for each spot. Some Phaelite rings will be available at the beginning of each game, while others reveal themselves when the Elemental Rift transforms, particularly those that would otherwise disrupt early game jungle.
Okay, so on to the objectives. Otacon.
So like you can place a ward on a spot and it wards the entire zone, like entire enemy jungle, like gives you temporary vision. That's kind of insane, honestly. That's really good. That's a good buff for split pushers.
Was one of the biggest additions to the Rift this year, and was a pretty cool, unique objective to fight over.
I agree.
That said, he contributed to objective fatigue, which many of you cited as an issue, and we agree.
Ooh, so wait, because I heard they're going to remove Atakan. So if they remove Atakan, that also means that split pushing gets better as well, because there's less objectives. Split pushing might just be back, gang. It might just be back.
We wanted to alleviate this over time. We had removed the second form of Otacon, we removed the second set of grubs, but it really wasn't enough. So, just like Zehen did, we are cutting Otacon out of the game. That includes Blood Roses and the petals with them.
That said, let us know what you think about limited time gameplay changes and if there's something you'd like to see more of.
But back to Otacon, his removal also means that Baron will go back to his old 20-minute spawn time. Welcome back, King.
Additionally, we're making all epic monsters more durable, especially.
So that means split push is like way better already. That's interesting.
Game dragons as you get closer to Dragon Soul.
Nothing yet.
That should make it so that it's easier for teams on the back foot to contest dragons and other epic monsters, or trade something meaningful on the other side of the map.
What did they just say?
Finally, we're also removing feats of strength from the game. We like that they push teams to progress the game and provided goals to rally around, but we think we can create better gameplay systems that allow for players to have finally
to contest game dragons.
Welcome back, King.
Additionally, we're making all epic monsters more durable, especially.
Oh, Drake and Nash is more durable. But bro, that's also a split push buff. Oh my god. That's so nice.
Late game dragons as you get closer to Dragon Soul. That should make it so that it's easier for teams on the back foot to contest dragons and other epic monsters, or trade something meaningful on the other side of the map.
Finally, we're also removing feats of strength from the game. We like that they push teams to progress the game and provide goals to rally around, but we think we can create better gameplay systems that allow for players to have more individual agency over their games. With feats getting the boot, we're adding back some gold rewards for First Blood and First Turret.
Oh, yes, bro. First Turret and First Blood. That's nice. That I like.
Other way we're looking to improve.
That's really nice, bro. First Blood only giving 300 was just cringe. It was useless.
Just take my LP. Take my LP. Take my apartment.
Thank you
take
for the
my
sub.
job.
I appreciate
take my girlfriend.
it. Thank you so
gold.
much. Appreciate it, man.
Fiora
Means a lot.
is fucking milking me like it's nothing.
13 months. Thank you so much.
Jing is with the
so
new
happy French month is over.
Which is kind of like a
so
universal
French month is over? Yeah, it's
crystals
over.
will build up on towers over several minutes, and when hit, they're consumed to deal an extra burst of damage based on how much buildup has accumulated. This should help enable pushing windows in more situations, even if you're behind or don't have the highest DPS. Demolish will be sticking around, but will be simplified to a good old free-hit passive. Accumulated. This
was basically that the crystal things are really OP for split push.
For several minutes,
same
and
thing
when
for
hit, they're consumed to deal an extra burst of damage.
Same thing for the plates. My streamer, I'm trolling a bit. I am trolling a bit.
How much buildup has accumulated. This should help enable
also,
pushing
Demolish gets procced with 3 auto attacks, so if you Q auto E, you proc Demolish. What the hell?
Situations,
that's
even
so
if you're behind or don't have the highest DPS. Demolish will be sticking around.
Even auto E auto is so good. Like Fiora, this boost is so good for Fiora.
Will be simplified to a good old 3-hit passive.
We love 3-hit passives.
Yes, we do.
Turret plates will now stay on outer turrets permanently and will be added to the inner and inhibitor towers as well.
Oh, wow.
We're doing this to create long-term piecemeal rewards for pushing. No matter what state the turret's in, you're likely to mine some gold by taking aggressive.
So now turrets get plates, but from what I understood, it doesn't mean you get more gold.
actions. We're not adding more gold to the map with these changes. Instead, we're going to be basically spreading out the current gold for killing a tower and splitting it across the plates.
To further...
That's not bad. I like that, honestly.
Facilitate...
That's better, because it actually gives you incentive to hit a turret if you can't kill it. Because I feel like that was a bit cringe. We're like, oh, I can take a lot of a turret, but I can't finish it, so I don't get the gold. It's kind of cringe.
We're ramping up minion respawn rates in the late game to give more frequent access to sieging turrets. We're also adjusting late game home guards to swiftly take you to your most...
So waves are more important? And they come faster. Bro, this is so good for split push. Oh my god. Bro, this is like so insane. Faster waves, tanker objectives, turret damage, turret plates. Like, it's legit a split push dream, bro. Better vision. What the hell?
Each lane.
And finally, Nexus turrets will respawn with partial health missing. We like that the respawn allows a team to hold...
Yes, yes, yes. Thank you. I've been saying this for so long. This was so stupid, bro. Why would turrets spawn with full HP? This is one of the dumbest mechanics that was ever in the game. Like, you're incentivized to not finish the turret. What? That's so stupid and so bad. Thank God they did this. I was telling this so many times. If you don't get rank 1 of this Fiora, I mean, if I spam Fiora, I could probably get rank 1 right now anyways, you know? I'm what? Like, I'm 1800 LP, and I haven't been playing that much Fiora, you know? If I spam Fiora only, I could probably get it, you know? I played like Jax, Cassante, Rumble, Renekton, Ambessa, Rumble, you know? I haven't been spamming Fiora. If I was, I could probably be almost rank 1 or rank 1. But this makes a lot of sense. Can a message get sent, please? Which message, for sure?
Their base for a while and not have to worry about getting backdoored by a Twitch, but with a full health respawn, it meant that it was honestly incorrect for a sieging team to finish killing the turret sometimes.
Legit.
Now, for our biggest change for next year,
it was so cringe.
Role quests.
When you load into the game in January, top, bot, and mid lane will now have their own quests that reward unique power, similar to the jungle pet evolutions and the support item upgrades.
You'll progress these new quests by killing minions, champions, plates, towers, or epic objectives. All the things you'd normally be doing in a game. You'll progress even faster by doing those in your assigned lane.
Your quest is decided by which role you've been assigned in the lobby. So if you and a friend or a stranger want to change roles, make sure you do an official trade in champ select.
Okay, that's good, because that's even better. That means that swapping is less incentivized. Oh, this is so good. I swear the game is like really good for top, at least. I like this a lot. I'm trying to get back to the Gen Z ADHD league. That's fine. I'm fine with that. Or draw a Fiora content. I mean, I might do a Fiora game, you know, maybe. Maybe if you drop a couple subs, you know, I'll get a Fiora game, you know. But this is so good, actually. Like, I'm really happy with these changes, because they made split push better, objectives tankier, they made the game faster paced in terms of waves. Not only that, but there's also like less incentive to role swap, to lane swap because of the quests.
One of our goals with these role quests is to buff top and bot carry relative to the other roles, as they're currently the two weakest, and as a result, the quest rewards are going to be comparatively stronger for them. Now, let's get into the rewards, which will be granted in a new role quest slot.
Ooh. Historically, top laners haven't always felt like they have the agency over the games that they deserved, even if they won their lane, and that's something we would like to change this season. Upon quest completion, top laners will receive pretty much summoner teleport for free on top of the 2 summoners they already chose. Now, if you had taken teleport in pregame, instead that spell gets a lot stronger, giving a very, very large shield when you use it. In addition to getting a functionally free summoner spell.
Oh, that's weird. I don't like that. So like, okay, so if you already had TP, you basically just get a TP with the shield. That sounds so mid.
Already
well, isn't that probably lane assignment strategy? Yes, it will, but that's a good thing. I like that.
Now, if you had taken teleport in pregame, instead that spell gets a lot stronger.
Yo, why is Mundo freaky with it when he TPs?
Already chose.
Bro, look at Mundo. Why is he this freaky?
In pregame, instead that spell gets a lot stronger, giving a very...
I guess maybe this can make you go, like, not TP and go Ignite or stuff like that?
In addition to getting a functionally free summoner spell, top laners will also get a bunch of bonus XP up front, more XP from future sources,
bonus
and an
XP? Increased level cap.
To mid lane.
Okay. Level 20, okay.
A huge variety of champions can be played there, so we wanted this reward to be good whether you're mage, assassin, or both, like Malphite mid. And upon completing the quest, mid laners will receive a free tier 3 boot upgrade like the ones you could buy with feats, as well as a faster recall.
Wow.
Rounding it out for...
They're bringing feats back, but only for mid laners.
Quests in bot lane, we're going to lean even harder into the carry part of the role. So while top laners are getting bonus XP, bot laners are getting a whole bunch of extra gold. When completing their quest, they get a lump sum of gold, increased gold from minion kills, champ kills, and champion assists for the rest of the game. And you might be asking, well then what do I do with all this gold if I hit item cap? Don't worry, the item cap is going up. Your 7th item slot will hold your boots permanently, allowing you to get 6 full legendary items.
That's pretty nice. You will never get the 6 item ADC, arguably the worst. Yeah, but you're gonna get more gold, they said. They said you get more gold, so it should be fine.
Items for extra hard late game scaling.
Yeah, I don't get the empowered base from mid lane, but I guess fundamentally it makes sense.
Jungle and support,
so that the mid laners can move around more, I guess.
Already have quests and rewards, but we still wanted to take this opportunity to make some changes to them. Jungle is by far the strongest role in the game.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. How much have I been saying this? Jungle is by far the strongest role in the game. Thank you. Kiss on the cheek. I'll give him whatever he wants. So what do you want, man? I'll give you a new house. I'll give you a new car. Thank you. Jungle is by far the strongest role, and it's not even close. I've been saying this for so long.
Especially when it comes to early map influence. So we're slightly lowering the speed of early game clears to give lane matchups a little bit more time to play out uninterrupted.
Yes, this is so good. League is actually becoming good.
Also making it harder for non-junglers to steal objectives by increasing their resists and making Smite deal more damage.
That is all right. I'm fine with that.
Getting pet upgrades and PvP.
I feel like the issue with jungle in the current moment. You were even about to make a tweet about it less than a month ago. Yeah, it was legit. But like, you said bot lane is the weakest lane. I think it's ADC is what he meant by bot lane, because bot lane technically means ADC, and support is considered like bot lane, but not really. You know, it's a bit like technical. But what was I gonna say? I was gonna say that yeah, that's the thing I didn't like about jungle. They just have too much gold, too much kills, too much agency, and there's just like the smite was too broken. They controlled the best objectives. They control Atakan, who gets it, who gets Nash, who gets Drake.
Smite like before, and they're now getting increased golden XP from large monsters when the quest is done, as well as bonus movement speed in the jungle.
Similar to jungle, we think support is already plenty powerful and has a very functional role quest, so we didn't want to directly increase their power. With that in mind, we wanted to give them quality of life oriented upgrades, so we're giving them a new slot exclusively for control wards, discounts on control wards, and a little bit more gold over time so they can keep pace a little better with the other roles.
That's
Overall,
fair.
We want these quests to represent meaningful power spikes in a way that leans into the unique strengths of each role. This also allows us to delete the lane swap detective mechanic that we added last year to combat pro lane swapping. We'll be keeping a close eye on how quests land, so please let us know your thoughts next year.
That's really nice.
Role quests
That's really, really nice.
To make your champion.
Why does Freak look older than 5 years ago? Stress, man. Stress and age. Makes you age like crazy. I think we said take better than the results of these changes. Maybe. I don't think necessarily.
Items to the rift for each class.
But tankier champions will be more meta.
So give them some shiny new toys, including bringing back a few familiar favorites like Hextech Gunblade.
For example, we're adding the new Scepter of Bonking for AP fighters, which will empower your Spellblade Bonk to double your on-hit effects.
That's not the final name, is it?
I would like it, but no, we're probably gonna give it something in canon.
I do love bonking. Well,
Scepter of Bonking is like a banger name. So you have to put enough effort now to reach rank 5 on the low impact top roll. I wonder how next season will look for you. Yeah, legit. I mean, I think in solo queue you can climb, but like you can't climb as fast as jungle, you know. And like, look, this guy's like 2.1 KLP. This guy just plays Tell and he terrorizes every game, you know. It's like, let's look at his CS per minute. It's insane, you know. You can't see it easily here. Arena. Can you not see CS per minute easily here? But like 9.6, 8.3. It's like, as a jungler, you shouldn't be like have the most agency for kills and the most gold. It's just ridiculous. 10.4. You guys see the CSing? It's insane. Here he lost 8.3. Like, it's kind of crazy.
Anyway, given none of these are
exchange faster, lose Norns, lose hair, stay away from situations. Legit.
Things are final. If you're an AD fighter without a good way to get Omnivamp, you can grab Blood Sphere, which will give you some Omnivamp and
Blood
also
Sphere is interesting. We'll check the items after. They're not showing us the items, so we'll check them after. Fiora's weak as fucking in Arena. I mean, she's alright. She's not that weak. She's alright.
Or if you play an AD carry who's really good at auto spacing, you can pick up Snowbow for extra range on takedown, plus damage amp based on how far away you are from your opponents.
Interesting.
We took a hard look at which subclasses didn't feel like they were getting enough support from the current item system and worked to fill those spaces. So we're hoping many champions have at least one of the 9 new items that they can get excited about.
Speaking of which, we're also adding crit damage back to 200%.
All right. We know that was a lot to cover. We're excited to hear what you think of all these changes as the new season.
Back 200%. Is Trinda with Hail of Blades going to be broken or what? Does it going to take that never die, but can be destroyed in one shot?
It's off.
But can destroy in one shot? What do you mean?
And in case you're looking for even more details or insights on these changes, make sure to check out the dev blog that's live right now.
That's it from us on the Summoner's Rift team, and so we'll throw it back to Pablo and Medler, and we'll see you on the Rift.
All right. Interesting changes.
Let's talk about ranked. This year we've been making improvements to shorten queue times and make your matches more fair through improvements to inting and griefing detection.
Awesome.
And more recently, we ran a test in late September that reduced queue times by 40% at all ranks in ranked in EU West and Oceania.
That is big.
We want to double down on that work.
40% is
2026
big.
the best time yet.
It's a big number.
So next year we'll be.
Does that make Fiora E weaker? No, it doesn't change anything for Fiora's E. No, because Fiora's E was already a set crit. It doesn't change anything.
Also tackling 2 common frustrations, mismatched teams and long queues. Something we want to address is visual rank disparity in lobbies as well. When players start their climbs late after a reset, you may see a bronze player in an otherwise gold game, which can feel particularly unfair. When in reality, that player was gold last season, but they haven't gotten back to that rank yet because they've had less time to play. So we're adding a climb indicator to loading screens.
What does that mean?
Players' MMR is higher than
Why is he emoting so much? I can't focus.
their visible rank.
Okay.
This will let other players know that you're climbing quickly and your displayed rank hasn't caught up yet.
Basically, like, if you're bronze and you were gold last season, they'll say, yeah, this guy's just catching back up to his elo. What's wrong with this guy? Yeah, he's doing a lot of emotes. Like, I couldn't focus.
We're also making changes to how flex and solo duo MMR are calculated. A common pain point is someone who is silver in flex and, say, diamond in solo duo just stomping a bunch of games, when in reality they're truly diamond in both ladders. So this season, if your solo duo MMR is much higher than your flex MMR, the system should bring your flex rank a lot closer to your solo duo.
Okay, interesting.
And that should mean flex matchups will feel a fair bit more balanced moving forwards.
Next,
That's
we're
good.
making changes to autofill. The reality of League is that certain roles are substantially more popular than others, and having an autofill jungler versus a jungle main can feel like an auto loss. This means that quite often people either dodge to avoid it or hold your lobby hostage in order to get you to dodge.
Yeah.
When nobody likes queue times, this is an awful experience.
So we have a number of changes to make autofill fairer, and to reward you for sticking with the role you're assigned when you do get autofilled.
Okay.
First,
what
if
they have
someone on
planned?
your team is autofilled, the system will try to match autofilled players by role.
Yes, that is amazing. That is amazing. Now that if enemy jungle is filled, if my jungle is filled, enemy jungle is filled. At least it's fair. You know, I take that rather than like my mid laner is filled. Sorry, enemy mid laner is filled, and he plays like Karma Seraphine and he's chilling or Scion, and then I get to fill jungler. Like that's unplayable. Then I come loading screen saying he's better than his rank, basically. Yeah, basically. If you give 1,800 LP, then play again in a top challenger lobby. Your team doesn't see just a random diamond player in the lobby. Yeah.
So an autofilled jungler versus another autofilled jungler, for example. If it can't match by roles, it will then of course fall back and try to ensure the same number of autofilled players on each team.
Okay, that's good.
We do know though that even with that balance, autofill games can still feel discouraging when you play your best in a role that you didn't choose. That's why we're adding a new system called Aegis of Valor. If you
Aegis of
autofill
Valor.
and earn a mastery score of C or greater, the Aegis will trigger. You won't lose any LP on a loss, or you'll earn double LP for a win.
Wait. If you're auto-filled, you get either double LP or you don't lose anything? What the hell? I feel like they didn't have to give you double LP, just make you not lose anything, no? And like, you get normal LP. That's insane, what? But that's so OP for like, champions that play multiple, I guess, I don't know. It really depends where you get autofilled, but that's really good for like me, for example. Cause I can play Fiora mid, I can play Fiora support, I can play Fiora ADC, you know? For example. That's definitely going to be exploited if you do a C score or more. But yeah, bro, C is like, there's C, B, A, and S. Like, there's so much space for that. That's not even that bad. Like D is like the worst score you can get. That's so chill.
So for those,
like, bro, I completely griefed this game. 1 in 10. I got a
Just
B+.
take my LP.
Bro,
take my LP.
I went
take my
1 in
bottom,
10.
Take my job. Take my girlfriend.
And
take
I got
it all.
a B+.
This Fiora is fucking milking me like it's nothing.
You know? Everyone, thank you for the sub. I really appreciate it, Seath. It means a lot. See, it's so easy, yeah, legit. It doesn't change much in reality because MMR won't change and it will make you gain less on win after. I see.
Those of you who may
Are you sure about the MMR not changing?
Popular roles and therefore seldom get autofilled, first of all, thanks. We haven't forgotten about you. You'll still occasionally receive the Aegis benefit at about the same rate as other players because we want to reward the role heroes who keep the queue healthy and moving.
What does that mean? Like, I don't get what you just said. The thing is, you can't int, which is what they're trying to avoid probably. Yeah. It's like you shouldn't int basically, right? I think it does. I'm not really sure.
We know how frustrating it is to be constantly returned to the queue because you get enchained dodges lobby after lobby. So we made a few updates.
First, after a positive response to our pilot test, we're removing the ability to ban a hovered allied champion.
That's good. That's good. Removing, like, not being able to ban an ally hover is actually a good thing. You can get the Aegis randomly in your main role? Really? You just get the Aegis randomly in your main role? But that's so cringe, no? Huh? That's weird. I guess mid lane mains are... Yeah, this Aegis thing is really weird. I don't think it's that good for the game. It's like jungle or mid can just randomly get 40 LP? That's so broken. I don't see how that's fair. That's really weird. They just have insane LP economy. That's crazy, actually. I don't know how they're gonna balance this, but it sounds like a very weird change. Only if your role is priority for the queue. I mean, only if your role is like the most played, right? Nobody plays these games. Yeah, I mean, if it doesn't increase MMR, I'm fine with it, honestly. If it doesn't increase MMR by 2 wins, I'm honestly fine with it.
Opportunity for a teammate to tilt off the planet before the match even starts. And then second...
Yeah, and here they remove, like, banning your allies hover. That's a good change, honestly.
Dodging a lobby will no longer allow players to escape autofill. It'll just hit.
If you dodge, you don't escape autofill. I didn't know that was a thing, actually. That's kind of crazy.
Carried over to the next lobby.
Yeah, that's good.
I think that the Aegis of Valor should provide a solid reward for sticking around and trying.
Yeah, I agree.
So, I mean, come on. It's double LP for a win, after all.
Yeah, but the Aegis of Valor thing is kind of insane. It's like, if you're autofilled, I'm never dodging then, you know? It's so worth it. Wow, the mic. What the hell? Is it better or is it worse, Iman? What's going on? Least played, probably. I mean, if your role is the most played, then you get autofilled the most. And that's what they're trying to protect, right? I think they'll balance it around giving everyone the same amount of Aegis. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Okay. It's for least played roles, not most played? Really? I guess they balance it. Way better. It looks cleaner. Okay, nice. Glad to hear that. I mean, if they're trying to balance it out, that's fine then, right?
And at Master and above, dodging an autofill will count as a full loss.
And at Master and above, dodging an autofill will count as a full loss. What? If you dodge an autofilled game, it counts as a full loss? That's crazy. Your voice is sexy. I appreciate that. That's crazy. Will tagging Phil be considered the same as autofill? Obviously not. Otherwise, you could just inflate your LP to infinity, right? Mid gets autofill 5% means sub will get it 5% of the games it queues up. I see. Interesting. Very bad mic? What do you mean? He just said it's way better. But if you roll the least play, you will get the Aegis randomly because you never get autofilled. Oh yeah, that's true. That's true. Okay, that makes sense. So that means that would help me, for example. Yeah. If you're gonna lose 0 LP, I don't know. You can do Q and Challenger. Yeah, I heard of that as well.
We know that this is a pretty big change from how we've dealt with dodging in the past, and we believe that this will lead to higher quality and faster games.
I agree.
Speaking of speeding things up, we're also speeding up Champ Select by cutting down on timers and animations, which should save about half a minute.
I see what you did there.
Yeah, no, I did it.
And if that wasn't enough, we've got one last.
Half a minute to the animations and shit? Really? Like the ban animation, the pick animation and stuff like that? Okay. Compared to XLR mic, it's so bad, really. Damn, alright. I'll look into the mic change after. Is this perfect for win traders? Kind of. They have to. It's actually, yeah, it's kind of good for win traders. But I think overall it's still a net positive.
We're adding back duo queue to higher ranks, including challenger, in most regions. For so many people, League is better with friends.
I agree, man. League is better with friends. It is much better with friends. And I'm glad they're making duo queue back in challenger. The only issue is it might be a bit unfair when like two, like for example, Caps and Hansama play together. But I think that's part of it. It was a HyperX quadcast, which is USB. Yeah, that's true. It was a USB. It wasn't XLR. Top lane, how do you feel about duo queue in the challenger next season? That's honestly fine. I mean, it's gonna be fun. I think it's way better for practice as well. Previous mic was way better. Imo, all right. We'll go back to next mic of the previous mic next stream.
And in the past, we disabled duoing at Apex tier ranks because it's so often led to rank manipulation.
True.
But because of the improvements we mentioned earlier, as well as the ongoing work on boosting and ranked manipulation detection, we're confident that we can bring back high MMR duoing without it being so abused.
So, call up your friends. It's duo time.
Switching gears, let's talk about Swift.
What if you're against LEC bot lane? I mean, that's just life, no? Who'd you duo queue with? Maybe my jungler, my mid laner, something like that.
Swift play is pretty popular, and we think there's a lot of room for further improvement. And we want...
Obviously, like, mid-jungle duo queue, mid-jungle support duo queue is going to be really broken. Bot lane duo queue is going to be broken. I feel like when you're a top laner, it's where duo queue is like the worst. But that's fine.
Swift play to be that place where you can get in a quick game, where you and or some friends can practice new champions, or where new players can come and learn and get their footing on the Rift.
That means Swift play should still be somewhat competitive while providing quicker queues, faster games, and serving both new and existing players.
Okay, yeah.
So, we're rolling out some changes that should address the overall
I've never
pacing,
played Swift play legit.
objectives, laning, and the jungle.
To start with, we're bringing over a lot of the changes to Summoner's Rift generally that were talked about earlier in this video, except for role quests. Now, for Swift play specific changes though, the first thing we're tackling is game pacing.
It's game pacing.
Swift play games are actually a bit long, and the general consensus is there isn't quite enough action.
Really?
So things like long death timers, focusing on CSing in lane, and objective overload all take away from the promise of Swift play.
Makes sense.
So we want to get you to the action
so you have to CS less?
more often.
Now, while some of the Season 1 changes will help address this, you'll also start Swift play at level 3 with some extra gold similar to ARAM. We're also lowering death timers across the entire game, so you're getting back into the action.
That's good, because like Swift play shouldn't be like that sweaty, you know? It should just be, bro, you play, and you fight. Who cares if it's not balanced well, you know? I don't know if there's written any other jungle variation, yeah. Besides like jungle ADC. I think top jungle is better than jungle ADC. Really? You think Swift is better than people think? Interesting.
Quicker. And in order to keep the game from stalling out, we looked for ways for you to capitalize on the shorter death windows. So we're increasing the minion spawn frequency, putting
more minions
every wave after the third, and introducing a new mechanic that we're calling Minion Frenzy.
If you kill an enemy champion near your minions, they'll be inspired by your actions. They'll get enraged and attack faster and deal more damage.
Okay,
we're
that's
also going to
cool.
be making some adjustments to tower durability, and making sudden death start a little bit earlier. And thus, Swift. Outside of pacing, we also want to decrease objective overload. While the removal of Artican helps, we're also going to be removing the Grubs and Rift Herald.
Damn.
Baron
Swift
and
play
Elder
is
Dragon
crazy.
will also be spawning earlier, with Elder spawning at 15 minutes regardless of whether the Dragon Soul has been claimed.
15-minute Elder is crazy.
Power of these buffs being accessible much sooner should help in closing games a bit faster than what we're currently seeing.
And with Elder Dragon moving up, the Elemental Rift will transform after 1 dragon, and you'll get the Soul after 2.
2.
Finally, rounding out these changes for Swift play.
So 2 dragons equals Soul, and 15 is Elder. Okay, that's cool.
Jungle.
It's Swift play, I don't really
currently,
care.
if you're not a seasoned jungle main, it can actually be pretty overwhelming in Swift play. These broader pacing changes around neutral objectives should make it feel much more
Alloys and scenarios
like
from
you're not being
Permaduo, yeah,
swarmed
low-key
with
they could.
objectives all the time.
Now we know this is a ton of information and changes, but the goal here is for Swift play to feel swifter without it being so dense that it's overwhelming.
It makes sense.
We have a dev blog coming out today that will cover all of these
Overall,
changes.
a lot of good changes. Like, I haven't heard a single thing that's
bad. If you want
bad.
to learn more, go for it.
Besides the autofill thing, like maybe that's a bit weird, but it's not bad. Overall, it's still positive.
Hi everyone, I'm Dash.
Ooh, WASD? Okay.
Product lead, back again to chat about WASD, this time with
the tech lead for WASD. I'm Riot, call me KT.
Now
Why do you have to say WASD and not WASD? It bothers me. There's a lot for TikTok Gen to handle, legit.
Is over and we're getting closer to the end of the year, we want to check back in on the wild world of WASD. We've been on the PvE for a few months now.
I can't stand her saying WASD. Just say WASD.
And in that time, we've caught and squashed over 100 bugs. All thanks to the feedback we received from all of you creative, maybe a little unhinged PvE players who've been helping us find, identify, and crush all of these pesky bugs. An extra special thanks to the players who are able to re-trigger the notorious new bug. Even beyond bugs, PvE players have been giving us great recommendations and requests.
You're going to be a problem next year. Bro, split push is going to be a problem. WASD is catchier? Come on, WASD? It sounds so weird. It sounds so weird.
We add an option to do a single button input to move at a 45-degree angle up and down the lane. It sounded pretty wild at first, but we found through our internal testing that it actually saved a lot of finger pain. So it will be available as an accessibility option for WASD players going forward.
Okay.
Since our debut on the PvE, we've been continuously updating all the different facets of WASD. We've made improvements to navigating around minions, wall sliding, the new dynamic lock camera, and more. One of these features is a new auto attack system for WASD. With practice and dedication, you'll be able to weave attacks and movement, matching the experience in point and click to reach your optimum DPS. Our goal is to keep WASD as an alternative control scheme at all levels of play, not just for brand new players. We'll be keeping an eye on feedback as well as our internal data to ensure it remains an equitable experience.
But can it ever be fair? Can it ever be fair? WASD is better than saying WASD. Yes, but it sounds worse. You know, in my opinion. But I don't know if WASD can ever be better. Okay, it's starting to grow on me. Actually, guys, WASD is starting to grow on me. WASD. Hey, do you play with WASD or do you play normal league? Yeah, that's crazy. Actually, yo,
just
man,
take my LP. Take my LP. Take my pop. Take my girl. Take my
I appreciate that. That's one step closer to the Fiora guy.
Like it's nothing.
Okay, actually, I like WASD. It has grown on me. In my opinion, they will kill the whole thing by trying to make it fair. Yeah, I don't know. It's a bit weird. Your opinion is wrong. WASD is starting to grow on me, though, I do gotta say.
Also been updating our dynamic locked camera. We've added the highly requested ability
WASD till I die. Do you play WAS disabled or are you normal? Is that an item? Is that good compare? Yeah, it's not bad, honestly. I mean, you have the TP as well, though.
To tune the camera speed to your liking. Along with these settings, we heard your feedback on wanting a way to scout ahead, to check for ganks, look at other lanes, and much more. So we've introduced a new feature appropriately named the Scout Ahead mode. When you're in dynamic locked camera, you can hold your middle mouse button to freely move your camera and it'll snap back on release.
Oh, that's really nice.
These features, along with all the bug fixes, will be available when
like you can hold your middle mouse button to move your cam. That's actually really good.
WASD goes live tomorrow in all queues except ranked and normal draft.
Wash these nuts or something similar yet. I'm not shocked, or do you mean you are shocked? What scales more with levels? I mean, the levels is worse than a full item, but then again, it's more complicated than that, you know? Yeah, I can explain more in detail. Cause like, think about it this way: ADCs aren't really getting a full item; they're getting extra boots. You know what I mean? Like, they could always sell their boots and just get 6 items, but now the advantage that they have is that they can get boots and the 6th item. So realistically, they're just getting boots upgrade, you know? You could argue like, yeah, but ADCs had to keep their boots, so now they can get the extra item that they couldn't get before because it wasn't worth selling boots. But I don't think it's that OP as people seem. Make it seem, you know? Top laners get 2 levels, which is really nice, and the TP buff. They need the MS. Yeah, but even then, it's still fair, you know? It's not that OP, the extra item. You won't even get it that often, so I don't think it's that crazy. They can also get 7 items, no boots. No, they can't go no boots. It has to be boots.
Games. We're choosing to keep WASD out of draft modes for now, as we want to make sure you can have a smooth process for your ranked climb.
Really? Tomorrow?
Well, WASD will be live in all unranked queues except normal draft in patch 25.24, which for many of you should be tomorrow.
We saw your requests and questions about other features we've promised, like champion-specific keybinds and enabling many of these new features for point-and-click players. We're still working on them, and much more to come.
We're at the point where we want to focus on getting large amounts of player data in order to drive our development further. So we're opening up the feedback channels to our much more global audience. Now, we still don't have the exact timeline on when WASD will come to ranked. We want to ship it when it's ready.
Okay, boys, I like WASD. It's better now. I have the upgrades from his boots. Is this something similar? We had Zephyr, yeah. It's kind of similar to that.
Which means fair, balanced, bug-free, and WASD will come to ranked. We want to ship it when it's ready, which means fair, balanced, bug-free, and smooth to play.
And smooth to play.
Please keep up the feedback and bug reports. There may still be a few stragglers out there. Only through our powers combined can we find all of them.
That's it for us. Be sure to check back out on WASD when it's live and send your bugs, feedback,
I kind of like WASD now.
Displays.
Thanks so much for listening, and we'll see you WASDing on the Rift.
Stormraiser will be back in the game, similar state to before.
Alright,
Rank is
so
and
Gunblade and Stormraiser are back, and then these are the new items. But Gunblade and Stormraiser being back is pretty cool. Gunblade was a cool item for Akali. I wonder who's going to play it now. And Stormraiser, what did Stormraiser even do? I can't even remember that well. What was the point of that item? Was it like a Yasuo Caitlyn item? Something like that, I believe. But I'm not entirely sure what it was good for. Let's check out the stats. And these are the new items. I like the design of the new items. They look pretty cool. You can tell they're like new items, you know, because they don't have that old ass retro design. The pickaxe looks cool. Looks like a banger item. And a harmonica that's not a harmonica. What is that called? Harmonica is that thing like this. My camera's a bit cut off. Let me. And I have move speed. Ah, yes, you get like your auto and you get move speed whenever you have like the static proc. All right, let's see more. Put on some chill music as well. Crits are back to 200%. All right, Emblem of All Inning. Is that what it's going to be called? Gain 15 ultimate ability haste. It gives 40% attack speed, 25% crit for 4 MS, so it's like an ADC item. After casting your ultimate, your next 2 basic attacks gain 50% attack speed and critically strike for 75% of your normal critical strike damage for 8 seconds. So it lasts 8 seconds, okay. If an attack would already critically strike, it instead deals 10% bonus true damage. Wow. But this item doesn't seem that insane. Bagpipes. Ooh, yes, that's a name. Is this insane or not really? I don't know. It doesn't seem crazy to me. Like, what champion could this be good on? Like, Sivir, maybe? But the ultimate thing, it seems so, like, it's only for 3 auto attacks? That seems so meaningless. Maybe for a champion that doesn't crit. It gives crit chance, though. I don't know. It's a weird way. It's a weird thing. Snow Bow. Deal up to 10% increased damage with attacks based on how far away the enemy is. Ooh, that's good on like Jinx, no? 50 AD, 25% crit. No attack speed though for an ADC. That's kind of important. Whenever a champion you dealt damage to within 3 seconds dies, gain 100 additional attack range for 6 seconds. 100 additional attack range? This is insane on Jinx, no? Jinx, Caitlyn, stuff like this. Vayne, I mean, it could be good on Vayne as well. But like, probably not though. Probably Caitlyn or Jinx because of this passive. But the passive too is insane on Jinx. Imagine Jinx auto-attacking you from like the other screen. Even like the Familiar as well is even more, you know? That's crazy. 100 attack range is a lot. Jhin 2, I'm not sure about Jhin. Actually, yeah, you're right. Because Jhin does have a decent range. Ooh, Trist as well in late game, actually. I didn't think of that. But you legit can get auto from like the next screen. It's crazy. Alright, let's check the next item. Blood Sphere. So I heard this one will be good on Fiora. Blood Sphere. 60% AD, 5% Omnivamp, and 20% Tenacity. Gain haste. I believe the haste is based off your AD. I don't know what the ratio is yet, but AD, haste, Omnivamp, that sounds like a banger Fiora item. And Tenacity on top of that. Whenever an enemy champion dies within 2 seconds of you damaging them, gain 10% Omni Vamp for 8 seconds. That, I'm not a big fan. That's not bad on Fiora. But the only issue is Fiora is not like a kill champion. Either you're playing 1v1, so this is not very useful. It could be good in fights, but yeah, I don't know. I don't feel like this replaces Hydra. 0 defensive stats? Yeah, I mean, it gives a bit of sustain, but it's not that much. Depending on how much haste you can get, it could be like a really solid 4th or 5th item, you know? For Zaheen, yeah, I feel like it's a lot better on a champion like Zaheen or a champion like Riven, maybe. The issue with Fiora is just that you don't really want to do like more than 1 kill, you know? You kill 1 person and then you're like, yeah, I'm kind of out, you know? Unless you're Omega Fed. But then again, would you get this item if you're Omega Fed? I'd probably want Death Dancer Maw. Maybe after that. Looks broken for Aatrox. Yeah, for Aatrox, it could be not bad. But even then, it's interesting. I like that they're opting for items that give tenacity like this. That's pretty cool, honestly. Assassin item. I wonder what it's called. 55 AD, 22 lethality, 15 ability haste. That's a lot of good stats. Dealing ability damage to a champion or epic monster deals an additional true damage. Okay, so you have like every 20 seconds an ability that's extra true damage. Okay. Taking another champion within 20 seconds of damaging them grants game health. While you have game health, so it gives you game health for 90 seconds. While you have game health, your next attack against an epic monster or threat deals an additional true damage over 3 seconds. An additional bit of true damage. Okay, the text is a bit weird, but basically you get a buff that makes you do more damage to turrets. That doesn't seem too bad for Fiora. For 3.2k is kind of bad, though. Not that much, honestly. Considering the lethality and AD you get in ability haste, compared to other lethality items, it's not too bad. It's going to be about how valuable is the passive, though, you know? Because it's a bit weird. I guess, like, kind of a jungler item, yeah. Could be decent on Fiora, but probably not that much. Alright, Scepter of Bonking. 60 AP, 20 ability haste, 25 attack speed. Huh. Who could this be good? Attack speed AP. Gwen? After using an ability, your next attack deals bonus magic damage on hit and applies on hit effects an additional time. So wait. Whenever you use an ability, your next attack does bonus on hit damage and applies on hits again. Gwen, I guess? Elise, Diana? Yeah, stuff like that. Gwen, Elise, Diana, yeah, Zira, I guess. Could be Jax. Look, Discord Pote, alright. Yeah, Kayle, Varus, it could be interesting. Broken on Jax and Gwen, will it? Yeah, I guess it could be. I don't know, I'm not that convinced about this item, but we have to see, honestly. The stats seem a bit low considering what it offers. But the Spellblade does seem kind of OP, though. The Spellblade does seem to compensate a lot for it. Yeah, Gwen, Jax, especially Jax, honestly, could benefit a lot from this. It's called Bastion Breaker. Oh, that sounds so cool. Mana Nomicon. That's a nice name. It's a funny name. I like the icon as well. It looks pretty cool. 300 mana, 90 ability, 90 AP, 10 ability haste. Active. For 8 seconds, your mana ascends. While ascending, your spell costs 100% more mana. You get increased ability damage, shielding, healing, and your cooldowns progress 25% faster. So your mana's double in cost. So your abilities double in mana cost, but you do more damage, more shielding, more healing. That sounds interesting. Bork, Dust Dawn, and Gunblade. I don't think Gunblade is good there. But the issue is like a Jax with that would do a lot of damage, especially if he has lethal. But then he would just get one tapped, you know? Looks like AI icons, does it? Why new item give dog shit amount of HP? Yeah, I agree. The new item stats are a bit weird, but it looks like they're focusing on the effects a lot more. Can I please get more APS items? I'm bored of Lich Bane all the time. Yeah, it is a bit like Lich Bane, but not really, actually. To be fair, the other item is not exactly like Lich Bane, because it's more like prolonged attack, you know? Like a Jax or Gwen, rather than like a Fizz. Acid and Rise item? Yeah, it could be. Could be a healing item as well, for like supports. Like, for example, Soraka could like use it, then ult W and heal up a lot. There's a lot of resist, yeah, but it's not enough. It's not enough. Jax gets one shot if he goes full damage, you know. Even though your ult gives resistances. I mean, it's fine, but yeah. Not like insane, you know? Most of them... Where's my 450 HP? 45 AD. Mantle of the 12th hour. So it probably makes you survive more or something. 600 AP, 15 ability haste. Taking damage that would reduce your health below 30% causes you to regenerate health over 5 seconds. While regenerating health, you gain 50% increased size, 10% move speed, and 25 tenacity. So like Mundo ult, sorta. But you get size, tenacity. It's not too bad. I like that, honestly. They're focusing a lot on the actives, which is a concept that I like. Sounds crazy with Cassante. This item? Not really. Or do you mean the... Yeah, you mean this one. I don't think it sounds crazy on his Cassante. Cassante doesn't really want HP. He wants resistances like armor and MR. It could be good later on Cassante, maybe. But even then, I'm not that convinced. It scales with resistances. Oh, so it could be like a good 3rd or 4th item. Okay. That changes a lot. It'd be good on Cassante, really. You know, we don't have the ratios. The ratios are very important, to be fair. Buff Engine. It's a nice name. 200 HP, 10 ability haste, 25 armor, 25 MR. I assume it buffs people, right? Slowing or immobilizing an enemy champion grants the buff aura for 8 seconds. Huh. The buff aura grants you 20 move speed, while you have the buff aura, nearby allies including yourself gain 30% attack speed. Okay. So if you slow or immobilize, you get move speed, and your team gets a lot of attack speed. That's an interesting item. For like, what? Supports for sure, but which type of supports? Maybe Karma, because she can easily slow and shit like that. Any support that can easily apply CCs, stuff like that. Ratios are on Spider Axe Twitter. Let's read this last one, then we'll check it out a bit, see the ratios. Savior's Mana Bell plus Super Bell. Huh? What does that mean, Super Bell? Mana Bell and Super Bell is like 2 different items. 250 HP, 8 healing and shield power, 1k mana. 100% mana regen and regen. Gain heal and shield power while in combat with champions. Each second, heal the lowest nearby ally for 1% of your maximum mana. Interesting. It's a tier item, I see. So Savior's Mana Bell is a small version, and it's like a support tier item, basically. And that's the other version. So this is the upgraded version. This is like the budget version. I'm only interested in the ratios for the AD items. Ooh, that UI VFX that is kind of nice. Alright, where are my items? It scales off of level and resistances. That's pretty good. It's actually going to be good on Cassante, actually. Yeah. Considering it scales off resistances. Especially if you're playing like Aftershock and you proc it or something. Not really that realistic, though. Dusk and Dawn is what it's called. I see. Bastion Breaker. Deal true damage based off your lethality. And the turret and epic monster damage is also based off your lethality. Hex Optics is what it's called now instead of Snow Gun. Fiend Hunter Bolts. But I don't get this one. It's only for 3 basic attacks. Oh, it's 30 ultimate ability haste. It said 15 in the Vandrel video. Xolani's Chain Sickles as a new item. 11 AD. Okay, so we don't know what the ratio is. But if it's 60 AD gives 11 ability haste, that's kind of good, not gonna lie. It depends how much AD the guy had whenever he had this item. Because if 60 AD gives 11 ability haste, that's kind of busted. We have to see how much it gives. Because if it gives a lot of ability haste, it's going to be broken on Fiora and Riven. Just because of the raw ability haste. Ability haste is just too broken. Demacia base looks hype. $15 Omnivamp, but yeah, it's only after a kill though. That's too conditional. And 5%. Yeah, the numbers are a bit different. We're going to have to see what the official numbers are. Alright, so that's all the items. Really interesting stuff. The new Demacia skins. What else is there? So Atakan is gone. Demacia skin. Here's all the gameplay changes. The crystals and stuff like that. Pretty cool stuff. Pretty cool stuff. That's the war change. Yeah, pretty solid. What's hype, bro? It's minimal changes? What do you mean? I think the item changes are hype. I think it's pretty cool. You get a lot of new choices. On top of that, there's a lot of gameplay changes. I think it's pretty nice. Ooh, Bloodletter's Curse gets a new icon. That's nice. That looks way better than the old one. This goes low-key hard. Yeah, it's kind of a banger. Icon for the ADC quests? Well, that's cool. HD role quest icons? That looks kind of sick. Demacian map? Oh, the map looks cool. I like it. I always like map changes. It's always a nice little change, you know? It refreshes the game. I think it's really cool. Alright, boys. But before that, I want to give my opinion on Fiora in Season 16, alright? I'm pretty sure Fiora is going to be completely busted in Season 16. Like, they buffed split pushing. They gave her good items, you get better vision, you get more gold on side lane, you get the top lane quests, jungle is nerfed. Like, there's so many changes that benefit side laning. So the Gwens are going to be OP, Jax, Fiora, and each champion that can side lane is already getting a massive buff. So Fiora is for sure going to be one of the best champions in Season 16. Can't wait to play her, especially in pro play. That's going to be really fun, honestly. I can't wait. Gonna be a banger. We take TP? Yeah, probably. TP is too OP to not take, but who knows? I don't know the exact numbers on the quest. What good item did she get? She got the little chain that I showed you guys. Like, it can be a really good either first item or like fourth, fifth. Probably fourth or fifth item. If it gives a lot of CDR, that's really insane.